YouTube. It's 5:56 Saturday, November 6th. PM, by the way, 5:56 p.m. I can't believe there's this much traffic at this time on a early Saturday evening, but there is, and I guess y'all really can't see it. This phone mount kind of angles to the right, so but yeah, I'm crawling along at 20 miles per hour on the transition from Loop 202 to I-10. And of course, I didn't even think to look at Google Maps before going on this drive, because I'm just not so. It's been so long since I've been driving. I'm just not even used to the things I do to avoid traffic driving. And it is, as much as I've got used to it taking forever to get places via public transit, like this just kind of feels like I'm flying anyway. So didn't get as much done today as I was really hoping I would get. It took me quite a while to get to sleep, and I didn't sleep well, so I didn't really kind of get out of bed and get functional until about around 3 in the afternoon. So, which kind of sucks. I had 7 orders going out on eBay, 3 of which were indicated as being late. I only managed to get 4 of them packed up. So I got them delivered, got them shipped on time. Did find out something I didn't know. The main post office that I always go to at 48th and Van Buren is open on Sundays now. I'm not really sure when they started doing that. The postal clerk had mentioned that he started there in January and they were doing it then. But I definitely remember a time when they were closed Sundays. And he did acknowledge that they had just recently posted the current hours on the door. That they had apparently been sent the lettering to post the hours on the door and lost the lettering. Which is, imagine the post office losing something. Anyway, yeah, these jokes write themselves. The lettering on the door until very recently said closed on Sunday, so I just assumed that meant they were closed on Sunday. So the bright side is I'll be able to get those other orders shipped out tomorrow, and yeah, I only have 3 more to go out, so I should be able to handle that without a vehicle, without a problem. Making use of the fact that I do have my daughter's car right now. I went to Packard store and found. Right now I'm trying. It's that season right now where I'm trying to get as much Christmas related stuff as I can up for sale, because by the time the first week of December rolls around, it's pretty much too late for Christmas online shopping, especially as bad as the post office has been. And I'm just kind of thinking back to last year, like last year from about mid-November until, gosh, probably the first week of January, it was ridiculous how delayed things were, and I had people get kind of upset with me, as if the speed of the post office is in any shape, way, or form under my control. But I had people, email me, it's like, hey, I haven't received it and it's a Christmas gift. I'm like, you can look at the tracking, you can see I shipped it the day after you ordered it, so what you want from me, complain to the post office. Nothing else I can do about it. I even had some people try to get refunds on their stuff, which fortunately eBay had my back on all of that. eBay was pretty good about checking the tracking and seeing that I did drop everything off on time and I had tracking on everything, and was the Postal Service lollygagging with it. So, yeah, everything ended up being okay. There was one that actually was kind of a bit, I remember, December, early January, it was a bit of a problem. It was a rather expensive, I want to say like a $45 Elton John anthology called Diamonds, special edition, blue-colored vinyl. And the person put in a complaint saying they didn't get it, trying to say I didn't send it. And the shitty thing is I didn't have the tracking number. As a general rule, what I always try to do when I go to the post office is get a printed receipt and an email receipt. But every now and then, the postal clerks don't hit the right button to send me the email receipt, which I think happened tonight, because I haven't received my email with the receipt yet, but I have the printed receipt in my pocket. Generally speaking, if I get the opportunity to answer a couple of questions on the POS where I run my card, and yeah, those questions didn't pop up today. So my gut feeling is that even though he said that he sent it to email and printed, I really don't think it's being sent. Anyway, back to the one last year. Yeah, I never received the email on it. I couldn't find the printed receipt. I was super busy last December. I mean, not only was I do a lot of eBay orders, but I actually had karaoke shows last December. I forget how many, to be honest. I think I was rolling like 3 nights of karaoke last December. But anyway, ready for y'all can't see the guy in the lane to the left of me, but just ready for him to cut me off right now. Yeah, this phone mount doesn't make for good video at all for y'all watching this, but again, this is the one my daughter uses for work. I don't want to mess her settings up. So, anyway, I ended up going back and talking to one of the postal clerks about it, and he had a hell of a time looking up my order. The funny thing is, he's like, well, if you could say exactly what time you mailed it, I'm like, dude, if I had my receipt, I could say exactly what time I mailed it. I don't have my receipt. That's the problem. So without that, when I don't get that email receipt, it's kind of hard for me to recollect that. I mean, it's just kind of random. I remember exactly what day. My memory ain't that good. But he did end up finding it and getting me the tracking number after this guy had put in a request for a refund. And to be honest, I can't even fault the buyer. I mean, with him, him looking at his eBay control panel, it would have showed him that I had marked it as shipped, but no tracking number. So yeah, I get it. From his side, that I'm sure that looked pretty damn flaky. Other than the fact that I've got a really solid feedback profile, but yeah, once they were actually issuing this guy his refund, and when I managed to get the tracking number, and I sent an email back to eBay customer service explaining what all had happened and telling them that I did manage to go back to the post office, and they had a hell of a time looking it up. They could finally get a tracking number, and of course the tracking number, and here's where it got kind of shady, the tracking number showed that it was shipped. So kind of an asshole move on the guy that received his record and was in the process of receiving a refund from eBay, not to come forward himself and say, oh, my bad, I got it. But yeah, eBay reversed their decision on refunding that guy and sent the money back to me once they got that tracking number indicating that it was showed the weight, that it was that it was most likely a record in media mail, and showed that I shipped it when I said I shipped it, and showed that he had received it like 3 days prior to me managing to get the tracking number and contact eBay about it. Anyway, yeah, thrills and spills of being an eBay seller. So that's kind of what I concentrated on when I get my storage. I've got a couple of vintage guitar amps that at this point I'm just I don't have enough money coming in on karaoke shows, and I still don't know when I'm going to get my car back, so I'm not trying that hard to book more karaoke shows because I think it'd be very difficult for me to I don't want to book a karaoke show and then have it fail because I can't get my stuff there due to lack of a vehicle. And it's been such a struggle just to keep the one Thursday show I have going on Bullocks going. So trying to concentrate on selling stuff. Anyway, I have a couple of vintage guitar amplifiers that I inherited from my friend Bill. That's been, I couldn't even tell you how many years ago. It feels like it's probably been about 7 or 8 years since he passed. And when I got those from him, I mean, they were kind of a sentimental thing. I remember him playing through them, but the reality is at this point I'm really hurting for money, and they need work beyond what I'm capable of doing work on them, and I don't play guitar. I'm probably never gonna, certainly not any time in the near future, find the time to play guitar. At this point, it just be to my advantage to just stop. They're taking up a lot of space in my storage, so it'd just be better to not be storing them. So anyway, I'm going to try to. That's more than I want to try dealing with shipping on eBay. Since it seems like every time with eBay, I just get hosed on anything that isn't media mail and the shipping costs. I always seem to grossly underestimate it. And these things are super heavy. I don't even know if I can ship something this heavy through the postal service. Anyway, I'm just going to try. I've never sold anything on OfferUp, and I'm going to try to sell those on OfferUp. So I pulled them to the front, but by the time I got them pulled to the front, I realized that they're pretty dirty, and I want to at least kind of clean them so they look nice. And it was too dark for me to get a good pictures, but I will try to do that tomorrow. It's certainly a constructive thing I can do on a Sunday. And I don't know how much money to even ask for those units, but to be honest, if I get $100 between the two of them, that would be a real game changer for me right now. So I mentioned a few vlogs back that I was super frustrated that I lost a couple bucks shipping 20 DVD cases. And I did take images of like what the weight was on that, the size of the package, and I discussed it with a postal clerk, one of the guys that's one more friendly that I go to and talk to on a regular basis, who's really good about like interacting with me and helping me out as opposed to trying to follow the script. Because I got a couple. There's a couple of them down there that like they're like bad robots. In that they're trying to follow the script. Like when I've told you, especially considering I'm down there like 3 times a week, sometimes more, when I give you 4 packages that are all completely addressed and completely like done to postal standards that are marked media mail on the package, and I say, yeah, these are all going media mail. You don't need to ask me what kind of other shipping and explain what all the other shipping options are. Obviously, I already know what I want, and I've already told you what I want. Quit wasting my fucking time. And honestly, I have postal clerks that do this. All the regular guys, like, they know me, and they're not trying to waste their own time either. So, but they're really helpful when I'm inquiring about other stuff. And I wish I knew the guy's name. I see him probably twice a week. Really tall guy, really nice guy. And he basically explained why I didn't have the option of sending it as a first-class package, and it was weight. I mean, that package was around 4 pounds, and he said that the maximum for first-class package, he told me, and now I totally don't remember, but I want to say that it was 12 ounces, and there's 16 ounces in a pound, so it's less. The maximum weight to get that rate is less than a pound. So yeah, super small packages. At this point, I think I really should try to invest in a cheap postal scale, because I do have a lot of things that I could sell that aren't media that I could probably get some pretty good money for, but I definitely need to get a grip on like what to be charging, for shipping on that. And just to clarify, I always use the free shipping option just because it makes it easier it's more brain friendly for the buyer. But yeah, like when I'm baking the shipping costs into the price, but I definitely got to make sure that the price is, the price that I'm listing is above what it's going to cost me to ship it, or I'm losing money. And then, after that, make sure that I have the, oh shit. Make sure that I have the, damn, my Obama phone fell off my daughter's charging cable. I don't know where it is. I also need to make sure that, there's a reasonable amount of profit to compensate for my time in, packing it or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it looks like my best option for doing those, bundles of blank DVD cases is flat rate boxes. Oh, I just freaking dumped them. I had them packed perfectly good into one of the priority mail flat rate boxes, and I forgot that it wasn't taped on the bottom, so I just lifted it up and dumped it out. Oh, go me. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm at Bullock's. My daughter's waiting for me to get my car back from her, and I got the tripod screen ready to drop that off here because that needs to be here, and the one I've been using needs to go back in storage. And yeah, I got some more packing materials. I'm just running short on envelopes. Yeah, just did stuff related to eBay. Got some more CDs that are ready to sell. So yeah, pretty productive day, and certainly way more productive than I could have been without a vehicle. So this, even though it wasn't a lot amount of time and I didn't use the time as much as I could have, it's appreciated. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, and there will be more videos soon. Thanks for coming with.